Well, I definitely think younger people are coming around to our ideas because you're what you have seen, and admittedly, you've seen a lot of young people in the college campuses being straight up communists. And that's because they are seeing firsthand the problems inherent with the capitalist system we have going on right now. Because there's nothing in the, back when it was the, like early 1900s, up until the 1950s, where it was like mom and pop hardware stores. Everything was locally sourced. Everything was local. And now with the introduction of the superstore, we basically have like it's a monopoly without being exactly a monopoly. I mean, if you have
basically Josh is saying is controlling $20 trillion in assets not a monopoly? And how is that not a monopoly? Like $20 trillion, you could manipulate the stock market single-handedly.
Well,
not could, do. You do that.
So when I hear that, manipulating $20 million, here's where my thought pattern goes. I don't think about them. I think about all the mom and pops that have been discarded because of.
Well, what about when they buy out single family houses?
Yeah,
and so kind of to your point is these housing prices are rising, but and the age of first home buyers is like it was like 58, 56, 58 when I looked at it, which is insane. That's the average age of a first time home buyer right now today. 56, 58. It might be higher.
Almost got to show me that.
I'll go. I
know you don't.
No, I want to make sure. It might be worse than what I'm saying right now.
Wow.
It might be worse than that.
I mean, how does a 58-year-old get a 30-year mortgage?
But life insurance will pay for it.
But yeah. So go ahead.
So you say this younger generation is embracing that more. I mean, and I'll tell you a little reason for that. Because when you go off to college, you're already in a rebellion mindset. You're leaving mom and dad. You got all this freedom, and you're doing things. There's natural rebellion in that, and I think that's how the liberals get them, because they're in that mindset. Well, let's try something different. Let's be rebellious.
There's some truth to that, but I want to say this morning because Ken was talking this morning, and we were talking about this issue in particular, and he brought up how, well, you also have to consider that there's a problem with laziness in this generation, and I acknowledge that. But here's the thing. We have to diagnose where that laziness comes from. Do you think if everyone born today was born at the same time as you, that they would still be lazy, like it's in their bones? No, it's because I think a lot of it is because A, the parents are encouraging that behavior, or B, because the amount of what you get on a return on investment, meaning like an 80-hour work week for someone working today does not get you nearly as far as it did 40 years ago. So why do it?
So this is where I'll disagree with Ken, and I align with so much what he says. It's not even these kids' fault. It's my generation's fault, because the kids haven't changed today. They've not changed. Parenting has changed. And we've dove in that before. I mean, so much divorce. You've got mama overcompensating with giving. You got daddy overcompensating with giving in two distinct, different households. And I mean, what does that do to the kid? I mean, it gives him everything. He doesn't have to work for it. It's my generation that's at fault for. I don't call them lazy. It was lazy parenting is what it was. Things going this way. You just got to wonder.
Yeah, and you have to consider the kind of effect it has not only on like the behavior in itself, but on a psyche. Like what are and then think about like people that feel like by no fault of their own, simply because of the spending habits and the economy, are basically completely financially impotent. How are they going to raise their children? And then it's just this negative cascading effect.
It kills confidence. I mean, I could easily say, well, mom and daddy had a house at such and such. Well, I'm not even close to that. Yeah.